So we're on the little East Bay Mud, that's East Bay Municipal Utility District, whatever, the water company land. Yeah, we have a little permit. It's $30 for a 5-year permit to walk around here, and you sign in when you get here. And it's kind of neat because the trail starts out like this. Over here we can get a little update of our water supply disaster. This really should be flowing hard, and well, what's kind of misleading is this isn't even real. Technically, it's not a real stream. This is Bear Creek, which leads down to the San Pablo Reservoir, San Pablo Dam. It's a halfway decent flow. But, well, what's misleading about it is this is not water. If this was the actual creek, there'd be almost no water. What it is the water is piped from about 90 miles away in the Sierras to several different places, but nearby in Walnut Creek, upriver there, is one of the big pumping, distribution, also purification plants. So the water that's coming in on the aqueduct comes into there and then is released from the water department station up creek to fill up the reservoir. So these little reservoirs are relatively full, but that doesn't really say much for the reservoirs up in the Sierra. It does mean that they had enough extra flow over the weekend to let some this way, because that would be a trickle. Now here we go. This hike we're going towards the Briones Dam, which is up that way. And what we really like about this hike is you saw what the terrain looked like behind us, and it changes several times. It's a relatively short hike with a steep hill at the end, but several terrain changes. So you can see we're going to come around the corner here, and it's going to start to change. I'll show you in a minute. Now it's pretty windy out here, but still also pretty warm and sunny, even though there's clouds over there. And now we just came out of the woods into this field. There is a big ugly substation over there for the power company, but what can you do? There's the dam out there. And we'll go up on top of that and see how the reservoir looks. We're going to cross this little piece of farmland and it'll change again in a moment. Alright, so we're going to go through a little cattle gate here. They bring cattle in from different ranches, mostly towards Sacramento, and leave them loose on the pastures here to keep the grass from growing too high and causing fires. And as you can see here, now we're in a little pine area. Now the wind noise. Oh, we got some turkeys, and they're showing off a little bit. Let's hope they feel like letting us pass. They probably won't mind. You might be able to hear a bunch of motorcycle and car noise in the distance. These roads are really popular on the weekends. The road curves up around there. There's a road behind me. They're all really nice for taking a Sunday drive on. Now, this is quite a group of turkeys here. Oh boy. They're pretty far away, so hopefully they leave us alone, but I don't really know what that means when they put up that fan like that. I don't want to find out. They have actually been known to give people a hard time around here. Nah, they don't care. They're just hanging out. They're more afraid of us. But it has been an issue lately that some of these turkeys make it into town and then they take over a sidewalk. They don't let people walk past. Anyway, yeah, so this area another little quarter mile, half mile or so through nice trees like this. Yes, we came from back there. You can kind of see, you can almost see it's kind of washed out, but the Berkeley Hills are up along there. We live on the other side of that. Just a nice little meadow. Hopefully you can hear some of the birds. So that post over there, right there, is the official way up, and they kind of get mad at us, but we're going to use the other way up, which is to go right along that spillway up to the top. It's steep and grueling. It's just one of those things, you just got to do it when you're here. And you know, we're almost up there. We'll check on the water level up at the top, but this one is completely filled by pipes. See, both of these, the Briones Reservoir, and you can start to get a sense that it's pretty tall. It's 375 foot tall earthen dam. These are filled by pipeline. Like this one is completely filled by pipeline. The rainfall and creeks that flow into these reservoirs would just barely cover what evaporates from them. Without the pipelines from the Sierras, there would be no point in having these reservoirs. They would never fill up. They would always be empty. A lot of birds. We're getting closer. Going up there. I'll put a link to some other videos about this spillway here in the description. Some nice flowers. Wind, sorry. But a lot of birds, as you saw the turkeys. Hopefully we'll get a shot of some vultures or some hawks. We just saw some. There's one way up there. Making noise everywhere, all kinds of birds. And in the evening the owls come out. All kinds of barn owls. You can see down here there are little, I think they're called swifts. A swift that make these little mud huts, and they come out of there. They're very fast little birds. This is the overflow for the rare times when there's enough water in Briones for it to overflow. And it's just kind of a backed up swamp down here because of, well, from a few years ago when we did get rain, it made puddles. It's going to be really windy, but I'll just show you this. That is backed up from that other stream that we saw earlier. That leads into this leads into that other creek. And down here we can see there's just water's just trapped in there. Huh. That appears to be a bowling ball. Wonder who put that there. So now we're about to do this, 400 feet up, almost 400 feet up in a quarter mile. We'll check in part way up. Trying to get out of the wind, but anyway, there's a view. I guess we'll see how terrible the wind noise reduction is. But there's, where we live is on the other side of that mountain there. Well, it's not really a mountain, hills. I don't know if it's coming into focus or not. The wind's a little crazy, but the swifts have been disturbed. Up on the side of the spillway here. You can see all these birds are just going nuts over here. Yeah, it's about to get a little steeper. You can see the grass is already pretty brown. Roxana's trying to stay out of the film here. There's our view back. It's pretty nice. A lot of clouds over there. It's getting sunny over here. Camera might just be picking up that that's kind of the edge of the fog around there. We're basically under the sun. Let's see, that way we can catch it. There you go. That's the fog. Marine layer, whatever you want to call it. It's confusing out here. Alright, up we go. I can't tell if the camera's picking it up, but if it does, those are clouds. That is marine layer, which we refer to as fog. It's basically a thin, low cloud that won't rain. It might drip, but even that is rare. You can kind of see off that way. That's the marine layer moving in. Way up there are clouds. Well, what's left of some tiny clouds. So that's the difference. It's a Bay Area and kind of a California coast thing. Happens in other places, but in most other places it just is literally fog where it's right on the ground. Here, fog is up in the air. Alright, almost to the top. Yeah, that's how steep it is. Can't even see over the edge. Just about up here at the bridge. Yeah, and this reservoir looks pretty full already, I can tell. Not quite full, but not low. They found enough water to fill this thing, almost fill this thing up with. It's more or less at the line. It's gonna get windy, sorry. That's the little outlet tube for when they want to draw water or overflow. There's the dam. There's a vehicle on the dam because there are some boathouses over that way where some of the local colleges and high schools have rowing crew boats. And they do crew practice out there. There's another parking lot up in here. You can actually might be able to see some kind of vehicle right there in the trees. Not sure if it's focusing. And there are trails that go all the way around both sides. This trail keeps going and goes up there and all the way around. It's actually 14 miles. It curves around the corner there. The reservoir goes about 7 miles that way. And there's another parking lot at the far north end, or it's actually east northeast. And there's a family of geese. Okay, this is going to be really windy, but I'll show you the front of the dam. Hopefully this summer I'll make a video when it's not so windy. There it is. There's the Berkeley Hills. 100,000, 200,000 people right over there. Almost nobody over here. Seen 2 other people on the trail so far. Reservoir does all kinds of canyon for you, these side canyons. Alright, well, that's about it for this windy day. So instead of going back down the spillway, we're going to take the trail. Kind of nice. I'll show you what that looks like. Maybe there'll be a little less wind in here. to the bottom. Yeah, there's some wires and things here, but kind of worth it for the total lack of other people and just really nice scenery otherwise. Also, for us people who live in Berkeley, under a constant cloud of fog, and it's always 60 degrees, or less, it's much warmer over here, and it's only a few miles away. Just the other side of the hill. Some nice purple flowers, yellow flower. One more quick view. I really like that line of trees over there on the edge of the hill. And the wires are still kind of interesting, even if they are a little annoying. A fair amount of that power is wind and hydropower. Actually, no, it's not hydropower, because the hydropower goes to San Francisco, but there's a lot of the Altamont wind farm power is coming right through those wires right there. So we're just about back to the bottom. Yeah, it's so nice over here. It's actually gotten hot. It was cloudy and cool when we left Berkeley, which is only 5 miles the other side of the hill. It's got to be 75 over here. Even with the wind, actually the wind is just perfect, keeping us cool. Yeah, the sun's right there, so your view of the hills isn't as good as ours, but pretty nice views. And just no people. Even there's parks up there on the top of Berkeley, and the parking lots are all full. It's just tons and tons of people on every trail. There's nobody out here. Nobody wants to be bothered to get the permit. A lot of people don't even know the place exists. Alright, so I wanted to catch a hawk or a vulture for you. See them all the time out here. They're not coming in very close today. But yeah, there's a turkey vulture. Saw a hawk and a vulture a little while ago, but didn't get them on film, and they've been a little far away. But if you're out here regularly, they get pretty close sometimes. It's kind of neat, especially when you're up on the side of the hill. They'll come and they'll be hovering right next to you. Oh, there goes a lizard. Did we get him? Sounds like there's a bunch of them in the bushes. Yep, lots of bird sounds. There's motorcycle and car sounds too, but lots and lots of bird sounds and rustlings in the bushes. And as you can see, it's just a very nice place to be. Oh, here comes one person, a jogger. Let him go by. Yeah, very few people out here. But there are some. So nice. Alright, hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this, if you have any questions, ask them. I can give you more details about the water and the dam, the pipelines, all that kind of stuff. Permits, whatever. You do need a permit if you come out here. There are police, water company police, whose sole job is to give people tickets for being here without a permit. So get the permit. It's cheap. $30 for 5 years is nothing. All kinds of wildlife out here. Deer, coyote. We've seen a coyote stalk a deer out here, and the deer kind of laughed at it and ran away. Cows. Just a nice place to be. Briones Reservoir.